over on that right-hand side with Koopmeiners the heart of the team.
Vamos. Ahora lo tiene Eder Militao más atrás. Ahora lo va a tener Asensio. Real Madrid con Jude Bellingham. Bellingham más atrás para Eder Militao. Carreras. Otra vez. Lo tiene Carreras. Arda Güler. Lo va a hacer largo, pero lo encuentra Vinicius Junior. Vinicius largo para Arda Güler. Pero el defensor de la Juve recupera la pelota. Van en contragolpe. Vamos a ver si recuperan bien la pelota. No. Ahora lo tiene otra vez Real Madrid para Brahim Díaz. Arranca Brahim Díaz. Encuentra a Fede Valverde, el capitán de hoy. Federico Valverde para Mbappé. Mbappé se da la vuelta. Marca muy bien a Mbappé. Ahora lo tiene Federico Valverde. Valverde atrás. Ahora sí lo tiene ahora Eder Militao. Para Carreras. Bellingham arranca Bellingham encuentra a Vinicius Junior para Carreras. Mbappé, Bellingham, Vinicius. ¿Qué partido? El partido está bien por ahora. Ahora lo tiene Eder Militao para Mbappé. Ahora lo tiene Carreras. Se devuelve. Encuentra a Fede Valverde para Arda Güler. Arda más atrás, Brahim Díaz, pero recupera bien el defensor de Turín. Salen bien, ahora sí tocan, ahora sí sale, recupera, pero otra vez lo tiene. Contragolpe para la Juve, contragolpe, peligro para el Real Madrid. Puede venir el segundo, primero, no, muy mal ejecutado. Falta para el Real Madrid. Oportunidad de oro que ha perdido la Juve. Muy bien Asensio, que corta esa pelota, pero tenía otras opciones tenía y lo ha perdido. Largo para Mbappé.
Held up by Gatti, but not dispossessed. Tchouameni just came a little sharply to Arda Güler and he missed control. And Cambiaso can win a free kick. Juve have not won for 40 days and 40 nights. A run of 5 consecutive draws, ended by a listless defeat in Como on Sunday. They've been ahead in just 2 of those 6 games, scored only 4 times in the last 5 games. And when you are a club like Juventus, it's not far off a crisis that. It's certainly a run that's begun some crisis talk.
Even early into his reign, Igor Tudor has yet to convince, and whispers have started. He's not spent long in any of the jobs that he's had as coach, and I fear for him already if he doesn't turn this around quick.
He is the story in Turin in Italy at the moment, and stories usually have an ending. And the latest story is that he's got 6 games to save his job, and this is the first of them. He's only been in charge for 22 games. Vinicius Junior holding the width. Arda Güler. Valverde has got forward but couldn't control the volleyed cross. Sum up quite kindly for Tchouameni.
Lo vuelve a tener el Real Madrid. El Real Madrid ahora sí lo tiene.
Arda Güler and Jude Bellingham, they both want to occupy the same space. They both want to go into that left-hand side.
Sí, chicos, estamos en Kick como Jesús Lucas. Mi canal de Kick. A ver si estamos en Kick como Jesús Lucas.
They started together for much of the Club World Cup in the summer.
Ahora sí, ataca la Juve. Centro de la Juve. Despeja Asensio. Vamos a ver. Ataca otra vez la Juve. La Juventus de Turín. Mientras que el Real Madrid espera. El partido está bien. El partido tiene ritmo. Pero de momento no ha pasado nada. 0-0. ¡Oh! ¿Para dónde Thibaut Courtois? ¿Para dónde Thibaut Courtois? ¡Eso era, mano! Si filtra la pelota para su compañero que estaba mucho más solo, podría ser el primero de la Juventus. Sí, chicos, estamos en Kick, mi canal de Kick. Jesús Lucas, 10 minutos. Centro de la Juve, ¿puede venir el primero? No. Despeja el Real Madrid. Lo vuelve a recuperar la Juve. Es el momento de la Juventus. La bella señora, la Juve. Ahora sí, con el capitano. Ahora sí arranca en cara. Pero se devuelve, vuelve a encarar. Lo pierde, recupera Valverde. Valverde lo hace largo. Vamos a ver, recupera, pero lo vuelve a tener la Juve. Recupera el Real Madrid. Vuelve, pero el pase de Arda Güler muy malo. Vamos. El partido está bien. Ok, para la Juventus. Llega Militao. Córner a favor de la Juve. Cornerazo a favor de la Juventus de Turino.
First international appearances since March early this month. He of course played in the Club World Cup for Juventus during the summer. With a big opportunity tonight on the big stage for Weston McKennie.
Veamos.
Not least because his contract is up next summer when he'll hope to have his mind on bigger things.
No tiene carreras. Largo para Bellingham, puede llegar Bellingham, pero llega primero el portero de la Juve, la bella señora de la Juventus del Turino. Lo tiene la Juve. No hay presión del Madrid. Una presión tímida del Real Madrid. La Juve sale cómodamente. Las líneas están rotas. Puede venir el segundo, puede venir el primero de la Juve, puede venir el primero. No, es que es boludo, no puedes hacer eso, mano. Es que no puedes hacer eso.
Vlahovic's contract is up next year too. He was very publicly for sale all summer, but nothing happened, and he stayed with the club. Whether he'll still be with the club at the end of the January window, well, if he scores a few goals tonight, he may have to be. They're not coming from anywhere else for Juventus.
2-0 está ganando.
McKennie.
¡Oh! Otra parada de Thibaut Courtois. Mira, ¿dónde estaba el número 4? Prácticamente un delantero. O el número 4 de la Juve es un delantero. Mira dónde está Mbappé. El Real Madrid todavía ningún tiro a puerta. Mientras que la Juve lleva 2. Vamos. A ver.
They did begin this season with 3 straight wins.
Real Madrid
They
el
rescued a
invitado.
remarkable draw with Borussia Dortmund in this competition.
Vinicius pica la grada.
Another eventful draw
Real
here in
Madrid
Spain
no
against
despierta
Villarreal 3
todavía
weeks ago.
jugando en casa.
It's left them off the early Champions League pace. They're not too far off the top in Italy,
Mira dónde
despite
está.
their run of
¿Dónde está
draws and the
Mbappé?
defeat at the weekend, but it was the manner of the defeat that was so disappointing. A few changes to the team and maybe a change of approach tonight. Brahim Diaz, Jude Bellingham.
Lo tiene el Real Madrid complicado.
Diaz. Valverde. Well, there was an opportunity to cross immediately. He tried to compose himself and pick out a specific target. Did it come off friend or foe?
He's just trying to hammer it as hard as he can at Vinny Jr. just to get a touch on something. Maybe ask the question, but first real interchange that's worked. It's down this right-hand side rather than the left-hand side that we were focusing on earlier.
They have carried more of a threat from set pieces this season under Xabi Alonso. There's a save at least for Di Gregorio to make. Tchouameni rising highest.
Cabezazo de Tchouameni.
It's a little shuffle, no real challenge in there. And Thuram was marking him, you're thinking, completely lost him, completely losing where Tchouameni was, and then misjudging the flight as well. And that would have been a gift, really.
Kenan Yildiz. Kenny making another forward run, but being marshalled by Carreras. Vinicius Jr. Koopmeiners got to him, but it's fallen for Goulet
Recupera.
to pick out Valverde. And here's Brahim Diaz.
Alta.
Goulet. Bellingham. Real Madrid tried to be patient. Militao with the riskier pass forward. And Juventus deal with it. And Vlahovic keeps hold of it.
It's not going to work, that ball from closer in, from longer range in their own half. Yes, that long raking pass we've seen does work. From tight in, from closer, no.
Real Madrid have won 11 out of 12 so far this season, won all 5 games here. But 5 of their 11 victories have been by the odd goal. They won only with a late goal against Getafe on Sunday. Vinicius Jr. Their opening Champions League game here, they fell behind against Marseille last month. Needed a couple of penalties to turn that one around. Second of them very debatable. Bit of space for Brahim Diaz. He's got to find those little knots of space in between the Juve cover. That's Gatti's shot at the other end. It was a good save, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was sharp. You just see his right leg, decides to cut that away, whereas on the save before he powers through. It's Kelly trying to, in vain, just get close to Tchouameni because he had so much time in there.
Tchouameni will be a threat again as Arda Güler with the left foot looks to curl it in towards the goalkeeper.
Otro tiro de esquina.
Defended at the expense of another corner.
Three centre-halves that they do have. Vlahovic, they do have a line on the edge of the 6-yard box. It's a sizable barrier for
Gracias, bro.
Juventus. Just a case of attacking it, getting it right between you, decide who goes.
Goulet once more. Militao got up in front of Chouameni. He only had the job confirmed in May, but he has looked and sounded uncomfortable in the last few weeks. Wouldn't want to be the one to tell him that he was out of the door. He's a big guy, Igor Tudor. Arda Güler combining with Brahim Diaz, finding Jude Bellingham. A bit of space for Carreras. Wasn't quite what they intended. Neither was that. Vlahovic couldn't quite keep that in.
See, this is where Thuram has to work. You can see him trying to get across to Valverde. He's having to hold narrow. 20 minutes in. It's not another 70 minutes of that. Him and McKennie on the far side. McKennie's now having to get out to Carreras. That's the run you don't want to have to do as a midfielder, because you've got to do a lot of them.
The more running you do without the ball, the more difficult it is to make the forward runs that we saw from McKennie in the opening 10 minutes. Valverde here is anything but a right back, and it's occupying Cambiasso. Bellingham bounced off 2 challenges but couldn't quite slip it into Vinicius Junior.
See the picture that they face. Madrid. See black shirts in front of them. Playing 3 centre halves. Becomes very, very imposing all of a sudden when it's in such a tight space.
Vamos a ver. Recupera la Juve, sale en contragolpe.
Good discipline defending again. Kalulu just unable to escape on this occasion. Arda Güler. Now Jude Bellingham. Kylian Mbappe! It was blocked by Gatti coming across at the expense of a corner.
Well, that's as good as we've seen from Real Madrid, and it is that transition, that is the winning the ball back quickly. All of a sudden the spaces were there. Kalulu going forward, just opened up that Juventus right-hand side of the defence, a little bit more stretched and almost in.
Vamos, chicos, vamos.
Another in-swinger from Arda Güler. Better defending at the near post on this occasion. Vlahovic, who was back there. The Real Madrid pressure is building. Arda Güler.
No va a llegar nadie. Pelota para la Juve.
He was aware that Militao was available at the far post, but he was just caught on his heels a little.
There's the block. Good instincts from Gatti, just get in front of the goal. Kalulu making that break from deep, and we've seen him have joy from it, but you can add him to the list that he can only do so many of those in the game.
Just got a little glimpse of Lloyd Kelly, and he was breathing heavily. I think they all are in that Juventus rearguard. The screw is being
La Juve
turned.
está haciendo el partido al Real Madrid, chicos.
Fouled by Militao on Vlahovic. It's very marketable, Vlahovic. He's not 26 until Gossip columns full of
Vamos a ver.
suitors. Tottenham Hotspur seem to be the name being mentioned the most. As transfer rumours are always just that, rumours, but in Vlahovic's case, Juventus have been trying to get rid of him. Vinicius Junior. It's good from Mbappe. Here's Fede Valverde. Brahim Diaz. Well, had to get down quickly, Di Gregorio. Maybe expecting a cross.
I think we're all that's what might have just caught him out, Di Gregorio. It ends up a good save, more so from Manny, where he manages to get the ball off the pitch, but I don't think he means it. He needs to catch it, claim it, and would have to go down as error if he scores from that angle. But just seeing down this right-hand side, more joy for Real Madrid than anywhere else, really.
Veamos.
The two left footers are Guler and Brahim Diaz operating in that area, and Fede Valverde here overlapping with his right foot. Oh, he squirted that back, and if he was trying to pick out Tchouaméni, he did so brilliantly, and Tchouaméni almost picked out the corner of the net.
Just that little nick. Gatti caught him by surprise, and really well to get the touchdown and the strike away. He's teeing himself up for something else, but just had to adjust, and then stepping in, another defensive instinctive block.
It's on target until Kalulu intercepted. Mbappe, Vinicius Junior. Speculative, no more. Temptation is just to toss a high cross into the box, but Juventus are very well equipped to deal with those.
You can see them not even engaging.
Bellingham. Passes have to be so precise in those areas. Militao again venturing forward.
It's good practice at the weekend playing Getafe. Obstinate opposition. Intention on attacking, and Juventus have come with more intent. You're getting to feel that the pressure is one way up the pitch now.
It's just not reaching Vlahovic now. More and more corner kicks conceded by Kottmainers. Not really happened since his $55 million move from Atalanta last year to Kottmainers. Guler's cross was deflected. Brahim Diaz couldn't control it, but it's resistance now from Juventus. They've lost that counter-attacking threat. They need to refine it, or it really will be a long night. Done again by Valverde. It's run away from Carreras, and Kalulu will run him back and hold him off. Carreras had the final word. I think Kalulu might have caught him in the face. Vinicius Junior wants to accelerate. A little bit of space, and he hasn't seen plenty of that as yet. Brahim Diaz really couldn't do justice to the idea.
Just went right, but there was in the face and the back of the head of Carreras. But again, Kalulu doing well and going forward still in a march, and then getting into that final third and just asking the question, put it in, and second-guessing himself, but he's put some yards in the opening half hour.
Vlahovic, that's clever. Here's Thuram. Vlahovic wants it back. He might just be straight offside.
No se puede tocar al princesa del Real Madrid. Cualquier cosa el árbitro va a pitar falta.
Not many once more.
Veamos. Lo tiene el Real Madrid.
Goulet.
No
Miners
prospera.
back in the
Gracias,
way this
José,
time.
por seguirme en TikTok.
It's good composure that from Kelly. Vlahovic was buffeted in the back by Raul Asensio.
Kelly did well there, he just doesn't have the option. Just desperately waiting for the ball forward. There's nowhere for him to go. Manages to squeeze one out there, but precious purchase of time, a little bit of pressure relief.
El partido está para
It's growing pressure.
duro a las enfermeras.
Gatti. So I've seen my Militao.
No está jugando nada. Una
Top
sola
minus.
cosa en 30 minutos. Real Madrid disparó una sola vez a portería.
Thuram.
Una sola vez a portería.
There's a term you
El
sometimes
Barça
hear
debe tomar
from football
notas.
coaches, resting with the ball, keeping possession and just taking a little bit of the heat out of the situation and doing a little less running than you have been doing. And then you give it away,
Ahí la Juve se equivoca.
and you're back on the treadmill.
Yeah, just second-guessing themselves a fraction, weren't they? They were in a good position and their instinct was to go, but also their instruction was keep the ball, take the rest.
Real Madrid con Juve
Bellingham.
ya.
Brahim Diaz. Valverde. I think Bellingham's going to be offside here, he knew it. He's been eased back through the gears after a summer shoulder operation. He's had to deal with one or two injuries. Eduardo Camavinga is on the bench this evening, but he's back in harness. Had 65 minutes at the weekend.
Ahí está en la banca mi amigo Hendrik.
He's trying to manage his resources the best he can.
Bellingham quandary hasn't quite been figured out by Alonso yet, I think. Rush back for the Madrid derby, and I think that was a mistake. It wasn't there, it didn't fit. And now it's they're still working it out as the minutes tick by in this game.
His foot was a little high. In fact, it was his arms that were high.
Veamos.
It's good from Mbappe.
Mbappé.
Arda Güler, lovely spin. And Brahim Diaz just couldn't quite grow enough.
There is that Arda Güler and Mbappe combination. Just that acceleration in pace from Mbappe with the ball, and gets the defence backpedaling a little bit more than they had done, and Cambiasso. That was Bellingham arriving at the far post, or someone of greater stature, he could have been in trouble.
There's a definite reach advantage in that particular bout for Andrea Cambiasso. It's poor from Kululu. Arda Güler. Vinicius Jr.
Balón de playa, centro de balón de
Brahim
playa.
Diaz is there, and so is
Despeja el
Valverde,
defensor.
and Cambiasso had to come between them this time.
They've got to be better on the ball, haven't they? Getting out, playing out, being brave and getting it right are two very different things. If you can be brave, but you've also got to execute it right,
Veamos.
because it will come back at pace.
Corner number 8 for Real Madrid.
Centro. Otro
Free
córner,
toward
para
corner
Real
number
Madrid.
9.
It's a real clash of bodies in there. Militao et al. Waiting to charge in, and then wall of black shirts.
He's not prolific for a tall centre-back. He's actually scored the best goal seen in La Liga this season at Militao, but it was a 30-yard screamer. His goal-scoring record is not great.
Centro. Real Madrid.
He's
Nada.
headed over the top.
0-0 todavía.
He had a public spat with the Como coach, says Fabregas, around the weekend defeat. That didn't help his cause. He'd initiated a tactical change in Como too. That didn't come off. And it was followed by reports of heated conversations with his immediate bosses, which is really a good idea.
It's just cool to ring the changes. They're not playing out from the back for the first time. 36 minutes in, and they're just going long, and gives some instruction to his captain there.
Igor Tudor is a coach in need of a result, that's for sure. You see the balance of the game. The scoreline is perfectly balanced. Vlahovic is certainly playing with an appetite. That's a lovely touch from Arda Güler. Brahim Diaz. Carreras now to Mbappe. Here's Vinicius Jr. It's hit by Arda Güler, and I'm not sure how much Di Gregorio saw that.
Well, it was the length of the pitch from Real Madrid. It was brilliant football. It needed a brilliant finish from that distance, and Di Gregorio just changing his mind. Just thinking about diving to his right, but realised it's a little bit closer to him. Very, very deep, buying himself as much time as possible.
He made some good saves in Como despite the defeat. He made 10 saves against Real Madrid in the Club World Cup in Miami in July. Game won by a single goal from Gonzalo Garcia. In last of the 22 meetings of these two famous clubs, including a couple of Champions League finals. Valverde spending more time in the Juventus half than his own. Brahim Diaz. He is a two-footed footballer. Diaz, he can go either way. He's like Shohei Ohtani. Left or right, comes the same to him. Caught one in the face though that time.
Just a trailing boot. Face is a hand injury, so they got to stop the game. There's no foul in there between them. Kelly and Cambiasso just did enough to shut the door. I think he'll be all right, Clive.
I'd need a week off work personally, but yeah, I think he'll be okay. Might just got a finger in the eye, and that's nasty. half-time whistle would be a good staging post for Juventus to reach without any damage. Vinicius Junior. Aguilar has turned and Kylian Mbappe! What a good save that is! Di Gregorio got to him so quickly. He was on top of Mbappe, who got his shot away quickly himself. But it was a bold piece of goalkeeping, and his boldness was rewarded.
It's brilliant. Di Gregorio coming out, going down to his left. He knew instinctively Mbappe was going to hit it down there because he got the cross so quickly, he must have gone early. It's just opening up. You can see the space in front of the back line occupied by Vinicius Junior and then Brahim Diaz. They're just not getting as tight. It's off the head. Di Gregorio.
They all count, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Just get down as sharp as you can. Off the face, and he was going down early and needed to.
Do you know, as a former international goalkeeper, who Leo Roman is?
Go on.
The only goalkeeper to keep Kylian Mbappe out this season. And Mbappe had 2 goals disallowed for offside, very borderline offside decisions in the one game that he hasn't scored in for club or country this season against Real Mallorca here at the end of August. So he did beat Roman twice, but he didn't beat the flag of the assistant.
Real Madrid 0-0.
Halfway there, Di Gregorio.
Slavia Praga le está haciendo la batalla a Atalanta. Atalanta tiene que ganar a este equipo.
It's not November yet. Brahim Diaz. Arda coming a little wider. It's found a way through. It's still Kylian Mbappe. And it's Militao with a shot. Well, he scored from further out last month. It was an absolute beauty. The one goal he has scored this season, but this isn't really his chosen specialist subject.
And he drew so many players across, not just putting Cambiasso on his backside. And you see the 3 players he takes out. It's probably the one player they didn't want it laid back to, Militao.
Oh, you could tell him.
McKennie did well just to put the pressure on, but he's got to be hitting the target from the edge of the box.
He was 12 yards further back when he scored against Espanyol in September.
Lo tiene el Real Madrid. Todavía nada, 0-0.
You see Tudor in the foreground, living every moment. Very little of it in his own technical area, it'd have to be said. But he's very close now to an audience with his team in the dressing room. And a blank scoreline. But if the main threat's coming from Eder Militao, he'll settle for that. Dangerous headers from Chouameni, but Real Madrid have not wasted a gaping chance.
The one safe, isn't there? Gregorio, I think of note.
Vinicius Junior accelerating and finding the side netting.
A little defensive action. Gets a high 5 from it. There's 3 centre-backs. They're all just chipping in together and feeling everything's having to go down the outside of the centre-backs. This was down the outside of the wing back Cambiasso, and just that sea of bodies completely cut out. A little slide pass between the back line and the goalkeeper, and so the cutback was on.
Largo.
Think of a few Juventus defenders from the recent past who'd be very proud of the way the team have handled things tonight, Cannavaro and company. Just a little loose from Mbappe, but he's found Valverde. Kelly is there again. Goulet, Jude Bellingham, Carreras, it's behind Arda Goulet, stolen by clock miners, Connors Gay. It is the last action of a frustrating first half for Real Madrid, and some of that frustration is beginning to show. One really good save by Di Gregorio has denied that man yet another goal. Kylian Mbappe has forced the best save. There was a threat of a Juve counter in the early stages. That's gone. But Real Madrid cannot find a way through. And in the Bernabeu, it remains 0-0.
This match is brought to you by PlayStation.
Sí, las ocasiones más claras lo ha tenido.
And Heineken, UEFA Champions League official partners.
You can feel confident Continental's the smart choice in tires.
Anything for grip?
Eco Plus technology helps you stop shorter on wet roads.
Seriously?
Absolutely.
What if he's indecisive?
What if she's indecisive?
A 60-day customer satisfaction trial for all.
Nice.
Very nice.
No, muchachos, soy del Barça. Soy del Fútbol Club Barcelona. Ay, Dios mío. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 ay. Los mexicanos cantando Arcielito Lindo. Ah, los resultados. De momento. Bayern Múnich 3-0. Real Madrid la Juve 0-0. Atlético de Madrid ganó 3-1 a Karabakh. Galatasaray ganó 3-1 a Bodo Glimt. Mónaco 0-0 contra Tottenham. Atalanta 0-0. Chelsea está ganando 4-1 a Ajax de Ámsterdam. Liverpool 3-1 contra Frankfurt. Bayern Múnich 3-0. Marsella está ganando 1-0 a Sporting. Quien quiero que marque en ese partido, quiere que marque Atalanta, Mónaco y la Juve. De momento, un 0-0. Vamos a ver, contragolpe para Liverpool. Ahí marca el primer gol, el empate. ¿Cómo se llama ese muchacho? Luego viene un centro, el 38, cabezazo de Van Dijk. Liverpool es muy peligroso en pelota parada. Otro centro de haber, o sea, los defensores marcaron en el Liverpool. Lo hace Van Dijk y lo hace Konate. El Bayern Múnich. Luis Díaz, qué golazo de Luis Díaz. Vamos. Uy, déjame parar el cronómetro. A ver, no es ese. No, no es, no es. Definitivamente no es. Esa sí es. 25. Un poco de música. Un poco de música.
La Nissan Rogue. La llevamos al límite. Tú llévala.
Mais non, quand ça parle les fois, non. Ah, mais nous l'âme, non. Bon, 4 campés à $5.
Ça vient d'un crétin, y a pas de magie. On vient, on prend tout comme ça, y a pas de gâchis. Pas de semblant, full baby dans 4 matiques. Elle habite solo et ça c'est fantastique, ça c'est méchant. Y'a les baby, c'est large et c'est crazy. J'ai ton épaule, dis-moi, tell me. Si j't'ai poussé, money, pay me. Yo, Judas, précis comme...
Falta poco para el partido.
Si tu marches with me, babe, c'est tout droit. Ta carte est plaque, disons alléluia. Da, da, da. Yo, Judas, précis comme le sable d'un Yakuza. Si tu marches with me, babe, c'est tout droit. Ta carte est plaque, disons alléluia. Da, da, da. Baby, j'ai l'étal, vini. Da, da, da. Vini, vini, pas timide. Da, da, da. Drive en Lamborghini. Da, da, da. Chérie, nous sous sa campé. Da, da, da. Bamele, bamele. Full BBL baby. Bamele. Chérie nous sous sa campé. J'étais enchanté. De cabis à plus les compter. Je remercie Dieu parce qu'on a la santé. Je monte pas baby sinon y'aura trop de débat. Allez, trop talent. Depuis le vent de rose, il y a trop talent. Le m'a dit je t'aime mais c'est trop marrant. Cette bitch m'a dit je t'aime mais c'est trop marrant. Mais c'est trop marrant. Yo Judas, précis comme le sable d'un Yakuza. Si tu marches with me babe c'est tout droit. La carte est black disons alléluia. La, la, la. Yo Judas, précis comme le sable d'un Yakuza. Si tu marches with me babe c'est tout droit. La carte est black disons alléluia. La, la, la. Baby j'ai le temps vini. Vini, vini, pas timide. Drive en Lamborghini. Chérie, nous sous sa campé. Bamele. Full BBL, baby. Bamele. Chérie, nous sous sa campé. Baby, j'ai le temps, vini. Vini, pas timide. Drive en Lamborghini. Chérie, nous sous sa campé. Bamele. Full BBL, baby. Bamele. Chérie, nous sous sa campé.
I'm optimizing my Amazon PPC campaigns, but I could use a little help with AI.
Ça vient d'un crétin, y a pas de magie. On vient, on prend tout comme ça, y a pas de gâchis. Pas de semblant, full baby dans 4 matiques. Elle habite solo et ça c'est fantastique, ça c'est méchant. Y'a les baby, c'est large et c'est crazy. J'ai ton épaule, dis-moi, tell me. Si j't'ai poussé, money, pay me. Yo Judas, précis comme le sable d'un Yakuza. Si tu marches with me babe, c'est tout droit. Ta carte est plaque, disons alléluia. Da, da, da. Yo Judas, précis comme le sable d'un Yakuza. Si tu marches with me babe, c'est tout droit. Ta carte est plaque, disons alléluia. Da, da, da. Baby j'ai l'étal, vini. Da, da, da. Vini, vini, pas timide. Da, da, da. Drive en Lamborghini. Da, da, da. Chérie nous sous sa campé. Da, da, da. Bamele, bamele. Ah, na, na. Full BBL, baby. Da, da, da. Bamele, bamele. Ah, na, na. Chérie nous sous sa campé. Da, da, da. J'étais enchanté. Cabissa plus les compter. Je remercie Dieu parce qu'on a la santé. Je monte pas baby sinon y'aura trop de débats. Allez, trop talent. Depuis le vent de rose il y a trop talent. L'Ismaël m'a dit je t'aime mais c'est trop marrant. Si cette bitch m'a dit je t'aime mais c'est trop marrant. Mais c'est trop marrant. Yo Judas, précis comme le sable d'un Yakuza. Si tu marches with me babe c'est tout droit. La carte est plaque disons alléluia. La, la, la. Yo Judas, précis comme le sable d'un Yakuza. Si tu marches with me babe c'est tout droit. La carte est blague disons alléluia. Baby j'ai le temps fini. Vini vini pas timide. Drive en Lamborghini. Chérie nous sous sa campé. Bamele bamele. Full BBL baby. Bamele bamele. Chérie nous sous sa campé. Baby j'ai le temps fini. Vini vini pas timide. Drive en Lamborghini. Chérie nous sous sa campé. Bamele bamele. Full BBL baby. Bamele bamele. Chérie nous sous sa campé.
Yeah, they're a falling star, aren't they? And financial implications over recent years. They've been punished once, and looks like they might be punished again internally within Serie A. And it feels like it's a long road back. They've got a lot of work to do off the pitch, a lot of work to do on the pitch in rebuilding the team, and a lot of work to do this evening because they did well in the first half. Held on in provided a few breakaways, but mainly down this right-hand side through Kalulu, but you just started to see the spaces opening up.
They have won just 2 of their last 10 Champions League games. It's a sobering stand, isn't it? Strong work by Weston McKennie. Here goes Kenan Yildiz. He does have the ball on a string. And he's found Thuram here, and Vlahovic is there, and so too is Militao. Koopmeiners trying to keep it alive. McKennie won it briefly. It's come here for Kalulu! Well, that's a wonderful block by Eder Militao. Yeah, Kalulu's eyes lit up there as the ball fell for him. But the door was shut in his face.
Brilliant instinct from Militao. Watch his reaction as soon as he sees that Kalulu's going to get a touch away. Put your body on the line and immediately remonstrating with the referee for the tug. Bellingham just before that. But Juve started the first half brightly. They're doing the same in the second.
Koopmeiners will take the corner. Headed away by Militao and hit on the volley by Kenan Yildiz, who has been compared to Alex Del Piero in 1 or 2 articles in sports magazines and websites in the last couple of weeks. You can see the comparisons, the sweet left foot, the number 10 shirt, which Alex wore, and Platini, and Baggio, and Tevez, and Dybala, but he's 20 years of age. It's quite a weight. There's enough weight on his shoulders already.
If there's anything special going to happen, it's going to happen through him. He's the main man. He's got the goals and the assists this season.
Yeah, 2 wonderful goals, a 25-yarder against Inter in that thrilling match, and the curling equaliser against Borussia Dortmund, which had such a height on it, such a loop. It was the kind of goal that Del Piero conjured up in his prime. Here's the Real Madrid number 10, Kylian Mbappe. Now the Goulet to Carreras. Raul Asensio. Valverde. Brahim Diaz. It's a familiar pattern. Tchouaméni. Bellingham trying to turn and find some space where there really isn't any. Mbappe. It's a heavy touch by Brahim Diaz, and that's let the attack down. Yildiz has found a way out, but he's been penalised. The ball reared up and hit his arm.
Just turned back into that dead end there, Real Madrid, and it is a game of patience, but to keep shifting the ball. And we talked about Weston McKennie, who's closing down now, and Thuram on the other side of the midfield, having to get out, shuffle across. You can see how far Weston McKennie is across now. And that's all the midfield and the defence on one side of the pitch. Madrid faced this problem in the first half. You just got to work it back in and then back out, back across again a bit quicker to get some joy.
Carreras. Vinicius Junior. Isolated with Kalulu briefly. Tchouaméni. Just can't quite find that telling pass, and they're exposed here. And Vlahovic has got to the ball first. And this is Dusan Vlahovic! Oh, what a save by Courtois. And that's the mark of a great goalkeeper. He has been watching with the rest of us for much of the night, but when called upon, Thibaut Courtois makes the save.
Well, he does brilliantly, Vlahovic, because you're thinking it's such a long way from goal, under so much pressure. And then it's over to Courtois. He just gets his angle brilliantly right, just so well, just to close it down right, and then to drop the knee and to drop that leg to close that bit off. The low bit into the corner with the hand above. It's a wonderful technique, just making yourself as big a barrier as possible. He's a pro, he's an expert, he's the best at it.
Well, to put it down in the back of Eder Militao's mind, because Vlahovic was travelling faster with the ball than Militao was, trying to catch him up. Coke Miners with the corner. Courtois completes a very good piece of work. He made a big save in the final minute at Getafe on Sunday. It's more of a tackle than a save. 96th minute, hurtle from his line, put his body on the line and rescued a result for Real Madrid then. And they hurt at 33, but he still makes them, still got the courage as well as the technique.
Vlahovic could have taken a shot on a touch or two earlier, but actually did really well just to get that point, get to that moment. Every perceivable angle shut down and narrowed.
Mbappe has got Vinicius Junior in behind the defence. Vinny Junior's shot. It's charged down by Lloyd Kelly. It's a corner. Mbappe once more. Militao. It's come from Brahim Diaz and Fede Valverde, and that's deflected behind, and another corner to Real Madrid. Number 10.
Just thought Vinicius Junior showed a bit too much there, and the previous chance just opened up a little bit too much. Wonderful football, reverse ball from Mbappe.
Arda Güler looking for Vinicius Junior. Valverde. Back out to Güler. Oh, a little flick header from Bellingham. Glanced it beyond the far post.
You can see it. I'm going to have to bend my neck that way. It's just a little bit too far behind me. He was the right man to go for it. Tchouaméni behind him was well marked, and had that half yard of space with Bellingham, but just needed that little bit more accuracy.
Here they come again with Arda Güler and Bellingham once more. Vinicius Junior. Just didn't trust his left foot on that last chance, did he, Vinny? The save that Di Gregorio made just before half-time was from a left-footed shot by Mbappe. Obviously, both of them would prefer to get it onto the favoured side, but Mbappe's confidence is such that he hit the target with his left. Couldn't find the target with his right. That time, he found only Thuram. And a free kick and some relief for Juventus.
Respite for Juve, and a little bit of frustration for Arda Güler. His time and the space to pick the ball, and see it's asking too much. Bellingham.
Vlahovic did everything he could have asked of him there. Juventus were in the market for new forwards in the summer, but Jonathan David's been unable to find the net since his debut. Lois Openda has been given precious few opportunities. Vlahovic has been frozen out, but he's looked the part tonight. But here's Arda Güler and Kylian Mbappe. Little back heel for Bellingham. Jude Bellingham. Blocked again by Gatti. The ball did spring up and it hit an arm, but totally accidentally. Free kick here to Juve. Militao's got his hands full with Vlahovic.
Yep. He's in a foot race, which he doesn't really want. Initially, really well read by Jude Bellingham, and you think he'd take the shot on first time. There, thinks better of it, and from there, how many times have we seen him, one of the three Juve centre-backs, up and in front of goal and block the ball? Well, there's one rule in handball, it's got to hit the arm.
Touching his shoulders a bit there, Xabi Alonso. Here's Weston McKennie. He's stolen away from him by Arda Güler. It is a throw-in, despite the contact. And here comes Kalulu again. And he's got support here from Yildiz! And Courtois in action again. It was actually a shot from Cambiasso.
It's a deflection, and it's a wonderful save. Makes it look easy. That was really good reactions.
A little bit of encouragement here for Juventus. And McKennie has found Kane and Yildiz. Yildiz trying to slip it across the goal for Vlahovic. It just didn't read the cross. It's been a good couple of minutes, this, for Juventus.
It's become a real basketball match. And he does wonderfully just to stun the ball and ask the question, are you going to go? Vlahovic doesn't. Hands on the heads all round from the Juve bench.
Vinicius Junior. Oh, he's opposed to Bellingham scores! Breakthrough for Real Madrid. Jude Bellingham's first of the season. Came out of nothing, really. Vinicius Junior conjured up a glimpse of space. Squeezed a shot against the post. And the first man to respond was Jude Bellingham, and Real Madrid are in front.
Well, it's just fantastic footballing instincts from one of the big names. Just to be in front of goal, get there, trust your teammate, to get a shot away, and maybe you'll get a rebound. Vinicius Junior with his twinkle toes finds that bit of space in and amongst all the bodies. Finds half a yard. He does a great job, a fantastic strike across goal. Deserves a goal in itself.
Watch number 6 here, Lloyd Kelly. He doesn't respond. It's so much more difficult for the defender to sniff out the opening than it is for a man who can score. It's that motivation, the treasure.
It's just that instinct to say maybe, just maybe, I'll go there. 2 minutes ago, Vlahovic didn't have it, didn't step across the back post, and Juventus didn't score there. Bellingham just takes that yard, just that extra step, and he's there to pounce.
15 last season, the last of those at the Club World Cup in June for Bellingham. He's had a shoulder operation since then, a false start to this season. It's his first in the Champions League since the late winner at Manchester City in the playoff round last February. His 39th Real Madrid goal. Now, how much more can Juventus risk? They've actually had as many sights of goal as Real Madrid since the break. They probably feel as if they don't have to change too much about their approach, but they have to find a goal.
They were having joy, weren't they? They were having success on the breakaway. Courtois making a couple of fantastic saves, and feeling say, well, they've been unlucky in this second half to drop behind. You hope for the game they don't fall apart.
And a word about Vinicius Junior, who seemed to have run into traffic there. He looked as if he'd run down a bit of a blind alley, and maybe players with less confidence, less talent would have opted out, just played a pass back to this man Carreras, but no, he felt he could put a threat on the Juventus goal, and it was enough of a threat to tee up Jude Bellingham via the goal post.
It's the confidence and also the patience, Clive. The game's an hour in, and he's there going, no, I'm going to have to keep on doing it, I have to keep on backing myself, and because one's going to come off, and that's all it takes, and then that would have been a wonder goal. As it was a wonder assist. And the stroke of fortune with the ricochet.
You don't think he was aiming for the post then?
I think his goal bonus would have said no.
Just a little more ragged now. Mistake by Thuram. Koopmeiners has to help him out. Juventus will be shaken. Can they stir themselves into a response? Koopmeiners, Kenan Yildiz. Up towards Vlahovic. Again, he's escaped Militao. Done really well. From Thuram. It was just caught, and it's a free kick, and it's a yellow card. From Thuram tried to stumble on. Carreras is also down injured.
There's a number of challenges in there, but Real Madrid line was so high. You see the back line just a few yards away. The peril was there because it was a ragged back line. The others had made the step in front.
Oh!
Diaz catching him.
Qué brutal entrada, señorita amarilla. Eso es expulsión para Brahim Díaz, bro.
Thuram is okay.
No hay VAR.
Card will be a sign for changes.
Thuram isn't okay. He's been replaced by Francisco Conceição. He's only had 45 minutes of Champions League football this season. Scored from the bench, very coolly taken second at Villarreal as a half-time substitute.
We'll go on to the right wing. Koopmeiners will drop back into midfield. This man here.
Koopmeiners with the free kick. Put away by Bellingham and by Carreras. And for Vinicius Junior to chase. Kalulu just had a bit of a start on him. He needed it too. foul. Gatti, who's on the way back. Here is Conceição.
Dribbling in and coming in onto his left foot, loves to get in, get a shot away. One of the signings from the summer and frustrated at times.
It's a mistake by Thuram. Vinicius Junior can't quite capitalise. Conceição's the kind of player who usually makes things happen.
Yep.
That's a terrific pass into the path of Vlahovic from Kenan Yildiz, who wants it back. Yildiz once more, and trying to catch Courtois out on his near post. He's been around the block a time or two too many for that.
Well, the Real Madrid back line completely stopped and asked for offside, and it wasn't. They were mistaken, not the referee's assistant. He's been called on far too many times in this second half for Real Madrid's liking, I think, Courtois.
Militao with another moment of carelessness. Carreras rescues him. Fede Valverde. Bellingham. Gathered that so well. It's Kylian Mbappe! Di Gregorio is quickly down.
Didn't get it right. Frustration. Looks up to the heavens and just gets his feet wrong. Sets it out onto his right foot where he wants it and loses his balance. It's been an evening of near misses for him.
Erling Haaland extended his run of consecutive goal-scoring games to 12 last night, and Mbappe at the moment is stuck on a mere 11.
From that angle, with that many bodies around you, he does wonderfully. There's 4 of them lined up just to block him on his right, to get outside them, to get a shot away. Thinking that's the only place you can score, and it's the only place you should shoot, really, because something might happen, and he made it happen.
And when you've defended as well as Juventus, and you've got 4 men gathered around the 1 man on the ball, you probably feel as if you've got all the bases covered.
Yep, absolutely. One of you make the block, but just that extra half a step from Vinny Junior.
Cruz is just a little more anxious now. Carreras asked a bit too much of Vinicius Junior. Here's Gatti. Away by McKennie. Goulet was just caught there by Conceição.
Just had the ball inside there. See that little look up? That was the ball. Playing, Real Madrid would have been away.
Goulet. Could go all the way here. Still Arda Goulet. Really came for Mbappe. Gatti was very composed there. Mbappe will settle for a corner.
Set it back into that familiar pattern. Juve struggling to get out. Madrid winning the ball back high. Series of high-pressure moments for Juve to deal with.
Acknowledge that conceding a second midway through the second half might be one too many. Goulet's lifted that back for Valverde, and it's deflected wide. It's a very pure strike. Gatti in the way.
Well, the ball across is sumptuous, and the strike's even better. And he scored some spectacular ones in his time. This would have been up there. And again, just that instinct from a Juventus defender. Gatti to step across, stand in the way.
Corner number 12. Valverde is the target again. Arda Güler. It struck me there must be easier ways to score from a corner kick than that. Raking pass for somebody to volley first time, but there have been some spectacular goals scored down the years in just that manner.
It's not the high percentage, but you ask the 70,000 whether they want to see that go in or not. They'll take it.
Gatti showing a bit too much composure that time, but McKennie helps him out. Here's Lloyd Kelly. By Cambiasso, and easy Courtois. Vinicius Junior caught out. Gatti first to it, but can't profit. Now it is getting anxious. Next 5 fixtures are all games that he'll be expected to win. Champions League assignment in Lisbon against Sporting in 2 weeks' time, surrounded by Serie A games with Lazio, Udinese, Cremonese and Torino, all mid-table teams, all below Juve, for now anyway. I'm not sure they are the fixtures you really want when you are the coach under pressure. Camavinga is imminent for Real Madrid, and you get a free kick here.
Moments high, up on pitch, high pressure, and thinking Juve probably got to see this through for another 10, 15 minutes and then press the button.
Big game in Serie A this coming weekend is Napoli versus Inter. That's on Saturday at 12 noon Eastern on Paramount Plus. Juventus face Lazio in Rome on Sunday. Contact with Arda Güler. No free kick. And back there by Carreras. It's a little bit weary now, Juventus. Vinicius Junior. And here's Mbappe! Good save! Followed to by Brahim Diaz. But Di Gregorio just wasn't going to be beaten.
Well, it's brilliant from Di Gregorio. Initially to make that save. So sharp, so hard. You're not expecting it high up to your left, but then to get up and react and throw yourself, and he's winded right now. He's took one just below the ribs.
Stood at windy training centres day after day, watching you mad goalkeepers practice just that. Here's Mbappe again, fed by Bellingham. Making a save, going down, getting up, making another. He couldn't stop that one, but Gatti was there. So got a little bit ragged back there now. Cambiasso taking a chance. Koopmeiners helping him out. The Juventus find a way out to Vlahovic. Couldn't make it stay. Tchouameni.
They're on the brink here, aren't they? Feel them rocking, feel them creaking, Juventus.
Vinicius Junior managed to offload to Mbappe. Referee, I thought he called it back. I heard a whistle. Mbappe had, Bellingham had the shot, but it's a free kick.
Strange decision. Yes, it's a foul, but a lot better advantage to be played. And this was the umpteenth blocked by Gatti. That's fantastic from Di Gregorio, knowing that you're just gonna make yourself as big as possible.
But you practice that over and over, don't you?
It's endless for a goalkeeper, and that's the one that comes off. It's worth it. It hurts, but it's worth it.
Oh, in the morning. Not a free kick to defend.
Vamos.
I feel Real Madrid have a measure of control now as well as the lead. Lost control of the game briefly at the start of the second half, but Bellingham's goal has re-established it. It's well worked. Valverde, Tchouaméni, Gula have made the run. It's an important intervention by Gatti. Here goes Conceição. Live wire player that he is, mixed defenders, usually goes north-south. Eduardo Camavinga had 65 minutes at the weekend, which was his first start since April after injury. He's probably a more pragmatic version of a central midfield player than Arda Güler.
On the road back, road to first team regularity, and he's, as you say, Clive, a like-for-like swap in that central midfield. He'll sit a little bit more. His versatility, his utility will be key all season this now if he stays fit.
Club captain Manuel Locatelli is on, so is Luis Openda. Vlavic's night is over, as indeed is that of Kenan Yildiz, rather surprisingly. Koopmeiners has gone off. Jonathan David, the Canadian international, will now lead the line. 7 hours without a goal for Juventus. A time like the present.
Koopmeiners coming off. Locatelli will sit in midfield and try and dictate play on the ball. It's a combination there, Openda and Jonathan David. We're not quite sure what it'll bring, but with the space in behind, if they get it, opportunities, this is the save, and he doesn't even allow his body to hit the ground. And that's where the practice comes in, recognising when you're on your way down. It's how you quickly you've got to get back up, and the strength to do that. It's fantastic.
Openda played from the left, David down the centre. 7 hours of football without a goal. I'm suggesting he scored this morning, obviously. Scored since the opening day of the season. His debut hit the bar in Spain against Villarreal 3 weeks ago. Missed a big chance in that game too, David. He is desperate for a goal. He'll be desperate for a goal too. For different reasons.
Does not work, Jonathan David. Off the ball, coming in short and pressing for the team. He triggers that press, but give all of that work for a goal right now.
He was prolific for his previous club, Lille, where he scored a winning goal against Real Madrid in this competition last season, albeit from the penalty spot. Scored against Juventus in the competition last season too. Locatelli. Magani. Kelly. Conceição.
Well, Juventus will be pleased in the fact that after conceding the goal, they could have gone down on a couple of saves from Di Gregorio and Gatti, and they were rocking. I feel that momentum is now shifted back, and there's a bit more even balance to it.
Weston McKennie. Quite get the distance he needed. Here's Conceição once more. Gatti, McKennie. Best of passes from Locatelli, but he can keep the move alive. And here is David, and now Openda. Goal kick given.
Just wondering as the game settles back down again. If Real Madrid now turn around and say, well, okay, we can't get that second, and ask the question of Juventus to say, what have you got? It's been one of the problems they've faced of recent weeks. It's finding the back of the net, finding that answer.
It's fantastic from Valverde again. Vinicius Junior, Mbappe on the move. That's a searching ball from Locatelli. Kalulu. Lifted in towards Conceição, and Militao has to concede a corner.
It's a good little combination they've got. Conceição and Kalulu, one going in, the other going wide, and they interchange that. Makes it harder for Carreras. He doesn't quite know if one player comes inside, whether he's supposed to be picking him up or staying out wide.
Locatelli takes, so too is Courtois. Quickly towards Vinicius Junior. Now can he get away from Conceição? No. There's a clean challenge. Courtois had an assist in Kazakhstan in the last Champions League game. Mbappe's hat-trick goal was from a long clearance. Locatelli. Any flag here? Yeah. Some weary souls out there.
Yeah, there's some tired bodies. It's wonderful from Courtois. We saw one from Nick Pope last night. Huge throw. Just thinking from his touch, Vinicius Junior just behind him a fraction. There was a tug at the shirt from Conceição. Holding up a bit.
Vinicius Junior thought he was fouled. It would have been a red card for Conceição. The referee had given it a high jeopardy decision. I was talking about Shohei Ohtani a moment ago. That was some throw, wasn't it, by Courtois? Ohtani pitches right, doesn't he? Hits left, pitches right, is that right? Yeah, I think it is. The left arm throw by Thibaut Courtois. I was lucky enough to see both of the previous finals between Real Madrid and Juventus. The game in Amsterdam in 1998 was the first I called for a television network. Real won again in 2017 in Cardiff, but the Champions League encounter that really sticks in the memory was the most recent one, the quarter-final of the following year. Real won 3-0 in Turin. Juve were winning 3-0 here when a last-minute penalty was awarded. Gigi Buffon was sent off for arguing before it was taken. Wojciech Szczesny came on to face up to Cristiano Ronaldo, and I think they could have had Szczesny and Buffon in goal. Cristiano would have still scored. 97th minute. 2 months later, yeah, he was a Juventus player. Great memories served up by these two great names down the years. This hasn't been memorable. Real Madrid are on course to join PSG, Inter, Arsenal, and almost certainly Bayern Munich, with 9 points from their opening 3 games. Stellar cast at the top of the Champions League phase. Camavinga. Regani. McKennie. Here's Kelly. Locatelli. It's a good ball for Kalulu. He just stumbled as he crossed it. And Militao managed to smuggle it away. He's a bit unlucky there, Pierre Kalulu.
think you don't want to keep saying the same thing against someone, but he's done so well to get in that position. Again, left wanting. I think if Conceição was the one in that position, it would have been a different end product.
Xabi Alonso would like to be thinking about Barcelona on Sunday at this stage. Vinicius Junior is going to be rested. And so too is Brahim Diaz. On will come Fran Garcia, who's left back. And Franco Mastantuono, the summer signing from River Plate, who's been a regular starter thus far, but rested tonight. Only turned 18 in August, Mastantuono.
He's a like-for-like swap for that man. On the right side of midfield, on the right wing. Fran Garcia. Left back is interesting to see who takes up the left midfield, but it's clearly looking to shore up that side.
Conceição. Led away by Militao. His way downfield by Carreras. Kenny Singh and his defensive duties.
See Fran Garcia, number 20, taking in that left midfield position, and one thing he's not is Vinicius Junior. So I think the signal of intent is there. 5 minutes to go, 6 minutes to go. Let's see this one out.
Rob, nobody is. There's only one Vinny. Well, lost 2 cup finals in the title race to Barcelona last season, lost all 4 Clásicos, conceded 16 goals in the process. Sunday morning's game here kicks off at 10:15 Eastern. Well, 2 points ahead of Barcelona in the Spanish title race as things stand. Juve are only 4 points off Milan's pace in Serie A. There's only 1 point covering the top 4 in Italy. Nobody's getting away from the pack there, but it's 16 years since they've gone 7 games without a win. Here's a possibility, though. Openda has got a chance. A little combination there with David, and Real Madrid were undone. Luis Openda had a good side of goal. Out of nothing.
It's a really good run. Good combination play. Jonathan David, just to break the line.
Onside.
Been well timed, and Raul Asensio, who's playing him onside, has to slide once, get across and make the recovery. It's a brilliant reaction. The 87th minute. Just took that fraction too long to steady himself, Openda. And that threatened behind, that's what they're there for, Openda. And David to make those runs, and hoping for one big chance in the last few minutes. That might have been it for Juve.
He is a goal scorer too, Openda. He prefers to play as a central forward. He is.
Porro. Caio Henrique. Deza showing too much of that to Xavi Simons, his compatriot.
Forward by Jim Shitty.
That's just a borderline rugby tackle there. But they'll take it.
Look at that, Ketelara's shirt ripped to such an extent. It's almost hanging off him. Borgia. They're going to have to find a replacement. You can barely see the number now. Yep. Well, he's got a spare. Always a slight panic, even in these modern days of football where everything seems in order. A couple of changes for the visitors. Yusufa Sanyang going to come on. Husse's worked really hard.
Agonising for Marseille, and for Rooney in particular, who just couldn't quite reach it. Nothing that he could do about it, really, the goalkeeper. Almost in. David Locatelli. Chipped in by Kostic, but it's a bit too long. Well, it's great past Marseille here in the opening Champions League game. And this is too close for comfort.
I was thinking at half-time at 0-0. Listening to Thierry Henry and Alessandro Del Piero on the sidelines in the Bernabeu, you're thinking it's a matter of when, not if. Well, it hasn't been that convincing, has it? Not convincing as we maybe thought it would be.
And there are 5 more minutes for Real Madrid to see out, and that's what they're doing at the moment. Here is Gonzalo, unable to link with Mastantuono. Can Juventus create one more chance? Bellingham, meanwhile. Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe! Di Gregorio has been excellent for Juventus. Both goalkeepers have been really good tonight.
Yeah, really good display. Technical competence and athleticism in goal.
Kalulu getting beyond Camavinga, but Bellingham is there. And another Real Madrid player hits the deck. It's Carreras this time.
Just thinking now, Alonso's mind has already started moving on to the weekend. Now Asensio going off, and how much more he can risk.
Está por el terminar el partido.
Now the flag goes up. Only 4 to be added. I'm not surprised. The home fans don't like it, but didn't see too much more than that. Lazar Samardzic will belatedly come on for Ketelara. He is one who I don't think needs to apologise. I think he's played really well, committed to the cause. Zalewski, Skamaka, Samardzic. Belanova was screaming forward in front of him and it went behind him. comfortably at Inter. Perform much better here, and remember how many players they've got out to. Short on numbers, long on spirit, and they deserve it, Slavia. They don't want to throw it away now. Just a reminder, they both drew 0-0 at the weekend, and we laughed and said, oh, it won't finish that way here. At the moment, it's 2 minutes away from doing so. Jerome wins it, Decatur Lara continues it. Slavia with a player down here, but they're going to carry on. Samatic with his first contribution. I think they were unconvinced. Atalanta entitled to continue there. Inside the area anyway. I think the referee was right. Just a little flashpoint here. Krikop and Zalewski. Played in a pretty good spirit, but it's going to show a couple of late yellow cards. Jim Shitty as well, and the bad-temperedness continues. They're all silly yellow cards if they end up costing you later on in the competition, of course, or later on in this league phase. Edison. Final foray forward for Slavia, maybe. Wouldn't this be something? Krikop, goal kick. They were hoping for final set piece to have a go at. Nearly played a minute of the added. 4 minutes over, I need to say, as the final whistle goes. Time runs out for Atalanta. They did have chances. Kamaldeen, Suleimana notably in the second half, and then the golden one, Skamaka, teed up by Zalewski, and the substitute headed over on his return when he really should have scored. The goalkeeper, Markovic, just outstanding. But a night of desperate disappointment, a night of missed chances, a night that will put pressure on Ivan Juric, and a night that continues their less than positive start to this group phase. Points thrown away here, because well though Slavia played, Atalanta should have taken one of their chances, and in fact Karnaseki had to make a couple of good saves in the end. It finished here, Atalanta 0, Slavia Prague 0.
Likely in the context of how this game has gone since just before half-time anyway, they were the dominant force until then, and have looked well set.
Se acaba el partido. Bueno, nada. Real Madrid gana.
What if you were prepared for all those interview curveballs? Practice the interview before the interview.
Ahí viene el remate. Este Bao le pegó, pero Remco Pasver está mandando al tiro de esquina.
En esta sí tuvo una muy buena toma de decisiones el brasileño. Recepcionó, sacó el remate violento. Le apiedró el rancho a Pasver. Por fortuna alcanzó a reaccionar rápido. El guardameta experimentado, 41 años para él, y con el antebrazo termina sacando ese balón al tiro de esquina. Pero qué rápido, 2 toques, apretó el acelerador el Chelsea y por poco llega el sexto.
Estuvo cerca. Otro tiro de esquina. Este Bao para cobrar. Allá viene el centro, muy cerrado. Nuevo córner porque Ko Itakura, el japonés, la mandó al tiro de esquina. Y ahora la cobró en cortito. Muy alto el servicio para Walsh. Pero aquí la tiene de nuevo. Reggie mete buen trazo. Este Bao en el área le pegó.
La Champions League se vive en VIX. Disfruta de las emociones, los goles, las mejores jugadas y de los grandes.
Nico para pegarle. ¡Nico! Te juro que la había dentro.
Yo también.
Tiro de esquina.
Colgaba el cara abajo que no iba a llegar.
Con esa bola al área.
Pero por ahora es lo que mate de parte de es sensacional.
Real Madrid, la Juve. ¿Dónde está? ¿Dónde está el gol de la a ver si Bayern Múnich versus Brujas. O sea, Bayern Múnich gana, pero no recibe gol. 4-0 ganó Bayern Múnich. ¿Por qué no se pone? Hola, chavales. No lo veo. O sea, el resumen. Déjame ir otro lado, chico. Porque veo que no está por aquí. Debe estar por aquí. No puede ser. Lo voy a encontrar aquí.
You're watching the post-match show on CBS Sports, powered by Verizon.
Pochettino will be watching with particular interest this evening, having had a good look at McKennie at the start of the month. And here is Weston McKennie again, and he stretched Thibaut Courtois and forced a corner.
Something spectacular. He's not quite got it right. And dragging possibly wide. Courtois, huge man. And his wingspan is enormous, and one big step, one long lunge.
Cambiasso. McKennie. It's a good strike too by Federico Gatti, who scored a spectacular goal at Real in the last Champions League. Vinicius Junior. It's good from Mbappe. Here's Fede Valverde. Brahim Diaz. Well, he had to get down quickly. Vinicius Junior. Aguilar's turn and Kylian to him so quickly.
It's just opening up. You can see the space in front of the back line occupied by Vinicius Junior and then Brahim Diaz. They're just not getting as tight. It's off the head. Di Gregorio.
They all count, don't they?
Yeah.
Chouameni. Can't quite find that telling pass, and they're exposed here. And Vlahovic has got to the ball first, and this is Dusan Vlahovic. Oh, what a save by Courtois. And that's the mark of a great goalkeeper. But when called upon, Thibaut Courtois makes the save.
Well, he does brilliantly, Vlahovic, because you're thinking it's such a long way from goal, under so much pressure. And then it's over to Courtois. He just gets his angle brilliantly right. Just so well.
It is a throw-in, despite the contact. And here comes Kalulu again. And he's got support here from Yildiz. Vinicius Junior.
No puedes dejar que Vinicius entre ahí.
Oh, he's supposed to Bellingham scores.
No puedes dejar que Vinicius haga
Breakthrough for Real Madrid. Jude Bellingham's first of the season. Came out of nothing really.
Mano.
Vinicius Junior conjured up, and Real Madrid are in front.
Well, it's just fantastic footballing instincts from one of the big names. Just to be in front of goal, get there, trust your teammate to get a shot away, and maybe you'll get a rebound.
Vinicius Junior. Oh, he's opposed to Bellingham scores! Breakthrough for Real Madrid! Conceição's the kind of player who usually makes things happen.
Yep.
That's a terrific pass into the path of Vlahovic from Kenan Yildiz, who wants it back. Yildiz once more, and Fede Valverde. Bellingham gathered that so well. It's Kylian Mbappe! And Di Gregorio is quickly down. No contact with Arda Güler. No free kick. And back there by Carreras. It's a little bit weary now, Juventus. Vinicius Junior. And here's Mbappe! Good save! Follow-up too by Brahim Diaz. But Di Gregorio just wasn't going to be beaten.
Di Gregorio initially to make that save. So
windy training centres day after day, watching you mad goalkeepers practice just that. Here's Mbappe again, fed by Bellingham, making a save, going down, getting up, making another. He couldn't stop that one, but Gatti step works it short with Conceição. Now Kostic going for goal himself. Might have seen that quite late. Courtois, it was at a good height for him, and he beat it away wide as he must.
Before the game, I mean right place,
exactly.
right time. It's a tap in, but I expected a little bit more from Rouge. In all honesty,
at home they're more of a problem.
Yeah.
Outside the penalty area, Szoboszlai. It's beautifully taken by Isaac. Goalkeeper's just about stood up high enough to block it. Relatively recent run. They had 10 years with Werder Bremen. That's the other one. That's a brilliant touch, isn't it? Quite achieved what he was setting out to do with those quick feet. And Liverpool raiding with Gakpo. Isaac. Well, that will please Anna. There's space for Doak. Now they're just freeing themselves from the recent shackles. Frankfurt. Led wide by Goetze. Christensen. Oh, it's in! And they have counter-attacked. Frankfurt. Led wide by Szoboszlai to Gakpo. It's a good ball in, and it's a very good save from Bradley by Zetterer.
It's a stacked top 8 though, isn't it, if you look at it, Jamie? A lot of heavy hitters in there
Yeah,
at the moment.
there's one or two missing.
They may get gonna win.
Lovely stuff from Leonard Carl, who's surging away. Oh! Absolutely incredible! The 17-year-old on his first Champions League start has scored a glorious goal. Talk about teenage kicks. Leonard Carl here weaved his way to the edge of the area and then unleashed a beauty beyond the grasp of Jackers. He couldn't have dreamed it much better. Only the second time he's ever played in European football, and the 17-year-old has scored in the Champions League. Carl running through the centre here. Alarm bells ringing for Club Brugge. Leonard Carl, Elise, Kane wants it. First time hit is off the post from Pavlovic. Bayern look hungry. Pavlovic. Lima. Now Diaz.
Luis Diaz. Avanza Diaz.
Pushed on for Lima. Dangerous. Oh, so easy for Harry Kane, who gets his customary goal.
¿Cuántos goles lleva Harry Kane?
5 in the Champions League already this season for Harry Kane. Elise. Kimmich. Kane lets it run. Luis Diaz.
Luis Diaz.
Diaz! Nope. Kept out by Jackers. Wasn't the best hit from Luis Diaz. Serve for Club Brugge. Shackled by Carlos Forbes. He will have the chance to get the ball in. He's picked out Luis Diaz, who's got the goal! And scored a beauty of a goal! Bayern running away with it.
Diaz.
Devastating from Diaz. After a finish that was exceptionally easy on the eye from the Colombian here. Thought about a pass, didn't he? And then decided to have a whack instead. And what a strike it was too. Too quick for Nordin Jackers to do anything about. And it was made to measure as it crashed off the bar and in terms of the scoreline and the confidence that they're playing with. Joshua Kimmich, Diaz up there. It's Luis Diaz! Should have been 4. Kane still might make it 4. Oh, very nearly did. Split asunder once again with Club Brugge. Diaz is onside, so needed saving from Jackers. He couldn't do anything about this, but it was just a...
PlayStation. Nos vemos mañana o ahorita. Ya sabes, pero antes de irme déjame hacer eso. Esperen. chicos, ya me voy casi. Bueno, chicos, ya sabes, nos vemos más tarde, ¿eh? Gracias, nos vemos más tarde o mañana, pero lo más seguro sí que puede que nos veamos más tarde. Ya sabes, síganme en Kick, en Twitch y en TikTok. Voy a subir los goles